Like what? Okay, we're about to take some questions in a minute, guys. All right. What? Shit just falling. All right, guys. So we're taking questions live. We're on this mother sucker for about a half an hour. So let's get it in. All right. So I see we got a few people on the Zoom chat. Who wants to go first? Let's start bringing those questions in. You have to speak. If you type it in the chat, I don't look at the chat. So you got to talk. We are grown men. No time for being shy. So let's shoot it. Come on. Let's get it out.
Hello.
What's the deal, man? What's the deal?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa
How you doing, bro?
What's good?
Yeah. So I just had a quick question.
Okay.
I'm 19, right?
Okay.
I'm going out with this girl. She's 18. She's still in high school. I'm in college right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been talking for a little bit. She's been kind of inconsistent, like with her texting and shit. And before I was gonna take her out on Valentine's Day.
You said you were gonna take her out on Valentine's Day?
Yeah, but she canceled.
Ooh.
And then she posted on her private story, like some flowers in like a Valentine bag. So yeah, so I didn't say anything, and yeah, I followed your advice. Just don't say anything. Just don't talk to her. And yeah, she hit me up and she was like, "Yo, what's up?" And I ignored her for like 2 more weeks.
2 weeks?
And
that's extreme.
yeah,
I told you to ignore her for 2 weeks?
No, like I was trying to just like the video. It was implement dread game, right? So I just
what video did you watch about
the
implementing
dread game.
Okay, dread game, and I
Yeah.
in that video I said ignore girls that are not your girlfriend for 2 weeks.
Nah, I was just trying to make her anxious.
Okay, I was just making sure because. All right, continue.
Yeah. All right, so she was hitting me up like nonstop, trying to hang out, and I didn't really say anything about the whole situation. We hung out, and usually when we hang out, like she's all over me, like she's really like overly affectionate. And we're in the car, and she was talking about like, "Oh, what are we?" Like, and yeah, I told her like, "Bro, what the fuck? Didn't you post a thing on Valentine's Day?" And she was like, "Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I went out with someone else." And yeah, so, and she said she wanted a quote unquote no label relationship. And yeah, I didn't know what to say, so she was like, "You're not gonna say anything?" And I was like, "Talk about it later." And I just dropped her off early.
Okay.
And yeah, just, I don't really know what to do. Like,
well, first of all,
yeah,
you know, when you're getting to know a girl, and this is, you know, obviously you're gonna always have a goal in mind, depending on what your goal is. Now, if your goal is a relationship, if your goal is to eventually marry this girl, she's already disqualified herself. And I always tell you guys to have a good filtering mechanism. When you have a good filtering mechanism, you filter girls out whether they are good candidates for being a girlfriend. Now, this girl, well, how long have you been talking to her?
For a while, but
what's a while? I need a number.
Like, for me, it's a while, like 7 months.
Okay, yeah. Listen, 7 months, and you're talking to this girl, and she cancels on you for another date. Now she's telling you that she wants a relationship with no official labels. That translates to, I want to have you, and I still want to do what I want to do, right? So automatically, she doesn't qualify to be a girlfriend. So you will not treat her like a girlfriend. That's one.
mhm,
You implementing
mhm,
the anxiety that you did clearly worked. But a girl that can go for 2 weeks without speaking to you after you've been talking to her for several months, this is
yeah,
not a girl you're going to take serious. So,
mhm,
with that being said, moving forward, this is a girl that you're just going to maybe mess around with. Obviously, as a Muslim, you should wait till you get married to have sex, but clearly you're gonna do what you want to do. So that's none of my business.
yeah.
That's
She's Muslim too.
yeah, let's not even get into it.
All right, yeah,
Um, but she's not a girl you can take serious.
yeah,
That's first and foremost. Now, as far as moving forward, um, I would really need to know your dynamics and how you guys interact with each other to really
mhm.
understand why she's behaving this way. Um,
It's
because
kind of weird. Like
let me
in
finish. Let me
person.
finish. Because a lot
Oh,
of the
sorry.
times, if you're gaming this girl, well, good girls, high quality women, when you game them properly, and even if you don't game them the best, but you're using about 50-60% of game, and they'll just be loyal, especially talking to somebody for several months, right?
Yeah,
Have you kissed this girl during that time? Have you done anything with this girl?
yeah, 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 of course. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, in several months, very low quality. This is not a girl that you wife, but it would come
yeah,
down to your relationship dynamics because even low quality women, if you game them 100% right, or even
mhm,
90%, you know, implementing the right type of anxiety and ignoring the girl isn't the only form of anxiety. There's a
yeah,
video on Patreon, and you guys never want to search for the shit. When it's different, it's 4 different types of anxiety. And then watching that, you can improvise and implement and be creative on the different types of anxiety to implement because we know that anxiety increases a woman's attraction. So the one that everybody goes to is just, oh, I'm just gonna ignore her for 3 weeks or 2 months. Like that's a bit excessive, especially
yeah,
when you're not punishing bad behavior, right? So, like honestly, I would need to get down to your dynamics and how you guys interact with each other to really
yeah.
understand why she's conducting herself the way she does.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because in person, she's like completely different. Like I don't know. I think she wants like the whole like girlfriend boyfriend like holding hands, like cuddling, like kissing, like this really overly affectionate type shit. But she told me she just doesn't want a label,
Okay,
which
and
is
and
weird to
and
me.
so she's really affectionate. How often do you hang out with her?
Um, like 2, 3 times a week, maybe at most.
And how often do you talk to her?
Not too much. I'm pretty busy. I got like 2 jobs and
Okay, are you
got
text are
a
you
full time
texting
college
her
student.
every day?
Yeah, every day, but not really consistently. Like, because I got shit to do. I can't like
Well, you
text her
can't say
back.
yeah every day, then not really. It's either you are or you're not. Be honest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Every day. Yeah,
Just about throughout the day, all day.
yeah. Just throughout the day. Like,
Okay, well,
um,
there
yeah,
there that's a routine. There I can see a problem in that.
yeah,
All day, every day. No, 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 no,
mhm,
because there's no missing you, and you already, and then you talk to the girl. You didn't talk to you said for 2 weeks, and she just came back like it was nothing.
well, she was calling me, but I was just kind of ignoring
Okay,
it. Just,
okay, okay. That's interesting, and that sounds kind of good. But you need to change your routine, and you need to
yeah,
implement different types of anxiety,
mhm,
and that'll probably push her from wanting more exclusivity. Her seeing you out on dates, maybe her seeing you, uh, hanging out with other girls, whatever the case may be. Don't make it look too deliberate. Like, don't post another girl in your story because that looks try hard and it makes it really obvious. But
mhm,
just uh, you know, post, you out to dinner, or doing something that requires two people, which is
mhm,
obvious, but you don't show another person. You leave the mind up for imagining, and you let the mind wander and let her draw the conclusion on her own. Right.
yeah,
But there are certain things that you need to do, especially when you're with her. You just need to implement different types of anxiety. Now, we're live. so I don't want to give too much stuff away. You can
Yeah.
message me and maybe we'll talk about it, or you can sift through Patreon, because if you're on this Zoom, you're on Patreon.
Yeah.
And uh just, you got to do your homework, you got to study, kid. But
Yeah.
I would say ultimately it comes down to your dynamics, how you're interacting with her, implementing different types of anxiety. Big for you, competition anxiety. So
Mm.
you should probably get on that, and use that against her. But even if she wants to see other people, it's not good, man, because she could be doing all this shit with other people. Now you're putting yourself at risk for STDs. It's just not a high quality woman. So automatically, I would say, start talking to other people, and in the meantime, I guess you can still talk to her. But if you want to
Mm.
change that situation around, that's where you need to start. Especially
Yeah.
big on the competition anxiety.
Yeah. All right, man. All right. Appreciate it, brother.
No problem. All right, next. Assalamu alaikum. Next
Yo,
person.
hello.
What's the deal?
All right, so I'm from Australia, so like like mind my accent, sorry. But yeah, so basically studying what you like American people would say college, and I was wondering like how I would like talk to girls in my class, like obviously like if you're in the same like group or something like or you sit together or something like that. Like how do you like get to know them and like hang out with them but without coming off as like too much, like you know what I mean, like say if you see a girl in the like in your class and like she piques your interest, like how do you like go up to her, talk to her, stuff like that,
Well,
because it's different when you're like like in a college classroom.
you find an excuse. If you're in a college class, you can. If you see her outside of the class, don't make it obviously outside waiting for her. Makes it being a creep. Obviously don't make too much crazy eye contact in class, but um, you can be walking and be like, "Hey, did you what was the assignment again? Or what was the homework? I totally missed it. I was on my phone. I wasn't paying attention. What was it again? Okay, cool, cool. Thanks." And when you have somebody who you see on a regular basis, the best thing to do is disqualify yourself. Disqualifying yourself, you can do that in a lot of different ways. And there's different levels to it. Because I've been studying and I've been getting coaching myself from motherfuckers that's been in the field for like 20 years. But there's different levels to it. And and because when you're seeing somebody on a regular basis and you want to get to know them, you don't want to go direct. You want to be indirect, because if you go direct with a girl that you see on a regular basis and she piques your interest, now if you fuck up, you'll make that very awkward. And for you even to be asking this question, I can tell maybe your game isn't the most superb. So you want to go indirect. Now there is a video on that, gaming girls that you see on a regular basis. So it'll be the same as gaming girls in the gym, gaming girls at school, gaming girls that you would just see on a regular basis, gaming girls at work. It's the same type of methodology. And what you want to do is, with her, you would just have a convenient or a relevant conversation, something pertaining to school, something pertaining to um, that's relevant that you guys share in common, and a legitimate excuse to talk to her. So you find a legitimate excuse to talk to her, and once you do that, just be calm. You don't have any outcome. You're not approaching her to like try to get her number. So you can make it casual, like, "Hey, what's your name? Oh, thanks. I'm so and so. Nice to meet you." But anyway, I really just came over to ask you, did you get the assignment? Because I really wasn't paying attention towards the end, and yeah, I'm just asking you.
Yeah.
And
So
then
like how do I like go up to her and like say like what would the excuse I would give to like get maybe like her social media or like her number or something?
Well, it's a one thing at a time. You're gonna see this girl
Yeah.
every day. You don't need to get her social media the very first conversation talking to her. Your very first conversation, say something casual, talk to her, and then the next time maybe have another conversation. So this way you're lowering her guard, right? You're gonna lower her guard. She doesn't think you necessarily want her right away. So she's not gonna be like, "Oh, this damn, I think he likes me. He's always trying to talk to me." So somewhere in the conversation, you disqualify yourself, and next time you talk to her, like, "Yo, did you do the homework?" "Yeah, I did it. It was kind of like difficult," or whatever line of like statements you want to say about the work, right? Like, I had to have this girl I'm talking to. I had to have her help me with it, right? So once you mention that a girl that you're talking to, you're disqualifying yourself. And then you will proceed on going on. I already gave up too much, and then I'm live on TikTok too, so I don't want to give them too much sauce. But um, you will go about it about that. But it takes time. You're gonna see this, even if you see her twice a week. Take your time with it. And even still, even the second time you want to ask her for help, be like, hey, well, what's your Instagram, so I can like just message you. But in the middle of doing that, you want to disqualify yourself. There's different ways of disqualifying yourself, so I advise you to go to that video and look at it.
Okay, and KB, so when you like say you get a number like and you want to hang out with her, will you just do the same to like any regular girl, or would it be different because you see her on a regular basis?
Well, you got to start gaming her from there in the middle. So you gotta study. So you got to start gaming her. So flirting, teasing, Kino escalation. You want to build some type of rapport with the girl too.
Thanks, man.
Before you can get her out. But yeah, just gradually, gradually get into that. But it's no need to rush. It's not something you need to get done in one day.
Yeah. All right, thank you, man.
No problem. Next.
Hey, KB.
What's the deal?
KB. Oh, I had a question. Like, say, you're having sex with the girl already, and then do you think she would ask, "Oh, are you talking to other people?" And if she does ask that, what would you say yes?
Yeah.
All right.
Of course. You have to go watch Building a Rotation. If you actually are talking to other people, yeah, you want to be honest about those things. But you should have been honest about those things from the jump before you even got to that phase, right? But don't lie about it.
Yeah.
Don't lie about it, because if she's really interested in you, she's not going to stop talking to you for that reason anyway. But yeah, never lie about it. Definitely be honest.
Okay.
All right. No problem. Next.
Yo, KB.
What's the deal?
All right, bro. So, pleasure talking to you again. So, could you go more into semen retention and like taking souls?
Into taking,
like, how you hold your nut during sex and stuff.
Well, what you want to do is work on your PC muscles. I have an app on my phone. I can give it to you right now. Something you want to work on. You can do it while you're sitting down. You can do it while you're driving. You can do it while you're at work. If you're sitting down, you can do it standing up. It's a really great. Hold on, I'll get into it more. I'm just trying. Oh, it's called Dr. Kegel. You can download that in the App Store. Now, what that does is it's like it's crazy, but it's very real. I forget what book. It was about 2 different books. And then I seen like a whole bunch of clips on it on Instagram, on TikTok. But basically, when you hold your nut back, when you don't like just exactly just when you hold it in, I gotta be careful. I talk about TikTok. I'm not trying to get when you hold it in, when you hold yourself from just letting go, your recovery time is a lot faster. So for example, like say if you're getting into it, you're making love to her and you let it go, right? You let it go, you let it out, and your recovery time is going to take a lot longer versus when you hold it in, right? And that whole process of holding it in is going to take some discipline. Most guys aren't willing to do it. Most guys, and it's very hard, but I'm a disciplined person. So, and like when you do hold it in, it's kind of like having an orgasm, but you don't bust, right? You don't let it out. And your recovery time is a lot faster. So let's say if you normally need it about 10, 15, 20 minutes, maybe you might be done for the day or the night. And, that time where it takes you to recover normally is like split into like a third. So like maybe 5 minutes later, you'll be ready to go, right? And then it's like, all right, you take another 20, 30 minutes, then all right, stop. And then maybe another hour, you'd be ready to go again for even longer. And it's like how when you look at a chart, it's like it goes up and it goes down. So if you don't hold it back and you just let it out, it'll go up and then go all the way down. And then it go back up again. But when you hold it in, you go up, go down a bit, then you go up again, go down a bit, go up. Your recovery time is better. And even on a deeper level, you know, you got to think about it like this. When you let your seed go, this is the things that create life. So it takes a lot out of you. It's your energy. And even as a fighter, you know, they say right before, it does take your energy, but right before a fight, you know, they'll say don't do it. And it does make a difference. It all depends on how you train and how you're doing it, and you know, but it does make a difference, and it's your life force, and it's very important. And some of the books that I've read, they said that um the more you hold it in, uh, you know, it'll after a certain point over a certain period of time, it'll prolong your life. And it makes so much sense. It takes so much out of you. And it's just very, 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 very important. And if you want your, you know, your lovemaking game to get better, that's something you got to do, man. Hold that shit in. Just hold it in and just, you know, and it's hard. It's not necessarily something easy. Some people might not even have the discipline to do it or the PC muscles. That's why I told you to download Dr. Kegel, and that'll definitely help with that. Definitely makes it. And then, you know, your lady friend, whoever she is, girlfriend, wife, whoever she is, she's gonna be a lot happier, and she's gonna see the improvements. And on top of that, you kind of like gain new prowess. You kind of like do things that you weren't able to do before. Because I know when I first started doing it, I've been doing it for a very long time, but when I first started doing it, it was I'd be able, and when I did decide to like let it go, I let it go, and then I didn't need a break. I just let it go, and I was still up, and just boom, just kept going. So it's like I kind of gained new powers in doing it because I did it for so long. And most guys, and you know, my ex, she was like, "Oh my God, you just, how are you still going?" And she was just like in awe. It was just like, "Oh my God, like you're an animal, you're a beast. I love you so much," you know? So it's like when you're able to do that, it'll really like shock a girl because most guys can't. And I would say at least 80%. Right. So, you know, and you'll gain new powers. It basically is like almost gaining new powers, unlocking, you know, it's like unlocking, you know, modes in your body that you didn't know exist. But that's a real thing. And I can testify to it myself. But it's easier said than done, though.
Holy shit. Damn. Thank you, man. Thank you for the good sauce.
No problem.
Thanks for preaching, bro.
No problem. Next, let's get it going. Let's see how much time we got. We got like another 10, get another 10 minutes, another 10, 15, 20 minutes. All right, next. Who's up?
Oh, hello.
I'm listening. What's up?
Yeah, it was good what you saying. I just
man.
had a question about coaching.
Okay, what's up?
So like the $40 coaching, like what's the difference between the $40 coaching and like the $240, like the $240 coaching?
Well, the $40 tier had changed. It was supposed to change, but what you do, when you have the $40 tier, you can text, you can text me, you can message me on there, and you get a free call, right? And you get a little more exclusive content. When you're under the $40 tier, you get a little more exclusive content than what people see in the $16 tier or the $10 tier. But 240 is you get my personal line, and you can text me all day, every day for that month, as long as your payment was paid. Right. So, and whatever your goal is. Now, don't get coaching, and I don't advise. I don't care about the money. Like, don't purchase coaching if you have no goal in mind, whether that be getting better game, whether that be you you know, trying to fix a situation with a girl. Do not purchase coaching if you don't have a goal. Because
I got a goal though.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. If you have a goal in mind, then we can work on something. Because when we have a goal, then we can work on it. But if you don't have a goal, don't purchase coaching. But yeah, that's the difference. You'll be just basically talking to me, and we'll talk on the phone. You'll get assignments, and you'll get assignments.
My bad about that.
Yeah, and then you'll get assignments working towards your initial goal.
Okay. So like okay.
Yeah, before, because it's way too many people on Patreon. Before texting, you could actually, on the $40 tier, you could text, and I tried to change it, but there's so many people, I can't change it anymore. So because there's always people joining it. But I used to, people on the $40 tier used to be able to text my phone, but I can't now. I can't have 200 people texting my phone, you know. I already have enough people texting my phone. I already have enough coaching clients and people who
Damn.
pay more than coaching. So I had to change it. So it was just way too much. But yeah, that's basically the difference between the two. And you still get a little more exclusive content on the $40 tier. So it's still
Because
very,
like
very beneficial.
here's the thing. Like, so my texting game is trash.
Okay.
Like trash.
Right.
But like when I get a shorty on the phone, we can talk for hours and shit. But like when I'm texting, I just feel like the shit. I just feel like a bitch when I'm texting. It just feel weird.
How do you feel like a bitch?
No, like
You
it's
mean
like
you
the
feel
shit
like
I
a
would say
female?
on
Like,
the phone. The shit I would say on the phone, I won't say it in texting. Like I just start to like overthinking shit.
okay. Okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, there's probably something you'd have to work on, and maybe coaching would be better for you. But make sure you check out the texting series on Patreon.
All right, bet.
Because that's on there.
I might really just might cop the $240 coaching because
Okay, well, what you have to do is text my assistant. The number's on there, and then once you do that, we'll work that out, and you just pay for it from there, and then we'll go from there.
all right, bet.
All
I
right,
appreciate you.
no problem, man, no problem. Next, who's next? Come on, man, speak. It's a few of y'all suckers in here. If y'all just gonna be quiet,
KB,
what's the deal, man?
I had a question. So I hung out with this girl, and then she would bring up like she's cold and all that. Do you think like me giving my sweater to her is a shit test?
No. I mean, you could be a bit of an asshole about it. A lot of times when girls be like they're cold, I'll be like, oh damn, you should have wore a jacket. And then she'd be like, oh my god, you're so you wanted my jacket. All right, but you're gonna owe me. You're gonna owe me. You know, say so. You wanna make it fun and playful. You can still give your jacket. There's nothing wrong with that. Be like, and I'm a little, I'm a little blunt. Sometimes I really don't care. But I'd be like, yeah. So, like I'll mumble it. And be like, yeah. So you know you owe me a blowjob, right? And she'd be like, what? I'm like, you owe me. You owe me. She's like, no. What did you say after that? I just said you owe me. What do you heard me? You know you gonna suck this dick. You're like, what? What just joke around with it, but yeah. Just don't be so easy about it. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Okay, next. What's the deal? Hello? All right, NATO. NATO is being.
Like, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I was about to say.
Oh shit, my bad. The mic was fucking being stupid. Quick question.
What's
so there's this older woman that I work with.
Okay.
That she's leaving real soon, like in a week type shit, right?
Okay.
And I'm trying to like shoot my shot in her DMs. How would I go about that?
Oh, come on, bro. Why are you shooting your shot in her DMs when you work with her? You can shoot your shot in person.
Oh yeah, you're right about
that. What the fuck? Come on, man. Yo, y'all kids is getting on my nerve. Bro, like you lose so much points and then you look so weird. You know, there's one girl I was talking to, and she was talking about how she was at work and the guy was doing COVID testing at her job. So the guy's doing COVID testing at her job. He doesn't speak to her. He doesn't flirt with her at work. But what he does is he somehow found her Instagram or Snapchat, never gave it to her. And he'll message her, as if he's interested, but never talks to her in person. Right? Never opens up about these things. And you know what she said? He's fucking weird. He's a weirdo, and it just comes off very weird. And why couldn't he just tell me these things in person? So if you're gonna game her, you're gonna game her in person. Don't message her, and because you kind of look like a punk. You kind of look like a camera. Just talk to her in person. And have you had any type of rapport with this woman?
Yeah, I see her a lot. We always talk. like
Do you guys
off to the side.
do you guys like flirt? Do you do anything like?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, go for it. Just make sure you do it right. You know, I have rules about gaming people you work with. Just make sure you watch that video, and you may be in a different phase, but just be like, invite her out. Be like, hey, what you doing after work? If she's free. And how much older is she than you?
I think she's in her 30s. I'm like 22.
Okay, that's fine. I put a video on Patreon about gaming older women, so just look into that.
All right, bet.
Just know, where she stands. Does she have kids? You got to know who you're gaming. Got to see how serious she is. So you can do that.
Thank you.
All right. Next, come on. We got 10 more minutes, then I'm off of this. If you got something to say, you better say it now. Actually, it's like 8 minutes. 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Let's go. What y'all talking about? I have no idea who y'all talking about. Who is Drew? I don't even know how to say that last name. Come on, guys. You got to talk. If you guys don't, what's the deal?
Can we ask again?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Alright. So, like, say you're talking to a girl, right?
Okay.
This is a different scenario. I'm just giving you, like, different scenarios that's happened to me.
Okay.
So, basically, one scenario, like, you get to know the girl, for, like, a month or two. You hang out a bit, have fun with her. But then out of nowhere, like, she gives you, like, a text or calls you or tells you, like, or, like, my life's getting pretty busy. Like, I need to sort some stuff out. I'll, like, start talking to you again when, like, I got my life sorted. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, those type of, like, messages.
Okay, what about it?
So, like, are they, most of the time, they're just trying to, like, lay you down easy and just stop talking to you?
Yeah,
or, like,
pretty much. Usually, if you get into the dynamics of how you were with her, I'm pretty sure you were probably coming off a little too needy. She was probably leading the situation. You were probably doing things that actually turned her off, right?
Yeah, because she was weird. Like, she wasn't the type to express her feelings. Like, she always, like, never, like, because you know how some females be, like, telling you how they feel?
Right.
So it makes it more easier. Like, she never, like,
so were
and
you...
the only time she would show it is through her, like, actions, but we didn't hang out as much.
So were you expressing your feelings more?
Not really. It was more just me trying to, like, ask her how she feels. Because, like, we weren't hanging out as much. Maybe, like, once every
Ask her how
2
she
weeks.
feels about what? Ask her how she feels about what? About you guys? About the relationship?
No, just, like, because sometimes, like, she'll get all cute, like, forehead kisses, holding hands, whatever. And then she'll just, like, the next day, like, we're just texting or whatever. She calls me and she kind of, like, doesn't give off, like, that same vibe. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it sounds like you ain't doing nothing to increase her attraction. Sound like you was available. You was probably texting her all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? You probably ain't implement no anxiety. And we know why we love anxiety, because anxiety increases a woman's attraction. And it works the same for men too, but it works a little better with women because they're very anxious and they come off a little bit of
So what would you say, like, how many days would be, or what's the right amount of days to not, like, to go out without texting her to implement the anxiety?
You don't need, it's not always about texting. Sometimes it could just be about, not responding to certain things, or not responding for a few hours, or just legitimately being busy and not so available. Men, it was a study done in the Journal of Psychology. Men who were deemed to be less available were perceived as being more attractive. You don't necessarily have to ignore her for days. Maybe do that every once in a while. And also it comes down to your techniques, the type of game that you're implementing on her. This is why I tell you guys, fucking study. Don't come to me and just ask me all these questions. You got an abundance. You got a library of knowledge there. Study. Look at the different types of anxiety. It's not always about anxiety. It's about, how you're talking to her, how you're making her feel,
Yeah.
Are you
here's a
checking
question.
her?
All right. So, sorry for cutting you off. So, say, like, the girl has some red flags, like, in the beginning, do you just cut her off? Like, how do you do it? Like, do you just cut them off, or do you just, like, give them another chance to just keep talking to them?
What's a red flag to you?
I know, like, raising your voice at me, even though like
All right, but that's not a red
I
flag. You
told her off, and
all
I'm just like, don't do that again. But she does it again. You
all
know what I
right,
mean?
so
Like,
no, but look, there's a process to that. I talk about this all the time. This is why I know you're not studying, because you're asking questions that are readily available. Not that's something you can find a answer to on YouTube. You don't even have to have exclusive information for that. I told you the first time she disrespects you, say, hey, don't talk to, do me a favor, don't ever talk to me like that. That's not something I'm going to tolerate at all. Do you understand? Right? Okay, she does it again, you separate yourself. You separate yourself. And if she does it again after that, after you come back and she apologizes, then you got to cut her off, because it's not, she don't respect you. But there's ways, there's methods for that. You don't just, that's not a, you check her on that. You set your, and checking, all that is setting boundaries on how you want to be treated. And setting boundaries goes both ways. It's really that simple. But I can tell by the way you talking, you ain't gaming a girl right. You letting a bitch talk to you crazy. I already know. What you need to do is stop asking questions. You can ask some more questions. You need to go study. Seriously. For today, you done. Cool?
yeah.
All right, next.
Nah, yeah, because some bitches be like manipulating,
Yeah, but you gotta be able to encounter that. All right, next.
I got one.
What's up?
So I noticed, this is like another sub. I've noticed, like, I go on my Instagram story, right, and I see my ex constantly like looking at my story. And keep in mind, this is my I haven't talked to her in like 5-6 years at this point. But she's like always the first one to look at my story.
Right.
What does that mean? Like, I don't know. It's like out of random.
Girls are just nosy. They just want to know what's going on. They always want to know what's going on. They're like detectives, especially if you ain't speak to her in 5 years. I'm pretty sure she done moved on. Well, under what circumstances did you guys break up?
Oh, that shit was terrible. Like, I ghosted her, actually.
You just never talked to her again?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just intrigued. She's just being nosy. A lot of girls are being nosy. Even girls also will want to see your reaction. Like, there's girls that'll hit me up and I'll entertain it and I'll just talk to them, and they won't respond. And to one of my last messages. And what most guys do is they'll chase her and then they'll double text her. But me, you do that shit to me, we won't talk ever again. Especially if you didn't mean anything to me. We had no type of attachment, nothing. And they'll continuously look at my stories. But I get a lot of views on my stories, so I don't always see everyone who views my story. So, a lot of the times they want to get your attention. A lot of times, and sometimes they're just being nosy. Girls are very nosy. They always love the gossip. They always want to be in everything, want to know, especially if you used to deal with her. So don't overthink it too much. Especially if you don't have anything involved, you're not involved with her at all. So it really doesn't mean too much. Girls are nosy though. Very nosy.
All right.
Yeah. All right,
I guess
guys. I got one. I got time for one more, and then I'm done because they got a minute. You got to make it fast.
I'll shoot it.
Go.
How do you improve your texting game?
Takes time. Takes time, and there's a correlation with your game and text game. And like, say for example, like there's a little sauce here. There's a little manipulation technique. Like sometimes to make a girl question and go a little crazy, what I would do is, like, say if she says a little joke and she thought it was funny, most guys will LOL and reply. I won't reply for like a few hours. And then she'll usually double text and be like, man, was like, sorry if the joke was offensive. It probably wasn't funny. Haha, sorry. Like, damn, you really didn't like the joke. You didn't have to ignore me. And they'd be like, oh, no, I was just busy. But yeah, the joke really wasn't that funny, right? It's just little things. Like, you got to know when to respond. But I'm going to put some more text. Actually, I'm going to put a video on how to make her obsessed with you from the jump. I did one before, but that's usually over time. A more, regulated way, but I'm gonna do a new one. We're gonna put some little dark game techniques in there. But
all right,
study the texting series though.
All right, bet. Thank you.
All right, guys. We're gonna end this one off because the time is up. And yeah, damn, that was fast. Shit just ended. But yeah, so anyway, guys, thank you for joining. I will try to be back tomorrow. This is What age is it too late to be too OD off perk? What? Bro, you in the wrong live. I don't know nothing about no perks. I ain't never took a perk that day in my life. I ain't never even smoked weed a day in my life. All right, so we're gonna end this off. Let's close out that. Anyway, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. Tonight it was just question hour. We just did a little question hour. And that's it for tonight. I got a lot of shit to do. I gotta be up early. I'll be back tomorrow. This motherfucker's still in the Matrix. Like, what are you talking about? You guys say some of the weirdest, oddest things. Like,